are really funny.
we're on pre-roll.
Comics?
Let me find the comic.
Probably one of those where I'd know it if I saw it.
Or they call it Flock of Cows.
Actually disabling pre-roll. Mayhaps.
My God.
Mayhaps.
Professionals at last.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
These comics. Just like they're drawn just like that.
I don't.
Where did you link it?
In the caster chat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Apparently they're like drawing Hololive members. Like, I just like tried to name them off of memory. They got to Kiara, they named her Two Hat Samantha. And then Kiara's was like, "Excuse me, my name is Sarah Gutenberg." And they're like, "Pretty sure it's Two Hat Samantha."
I know some of these words.
Two Hat Samantha, my favorite fast food restaurant owner.
Two Hat Samantha.
It's a VTuber thing, old man.
Yeah, exactly.
Times, old man.
God, that's so nice. They finally added the freaking ad break tracker countdown thingy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing's great.
Who's got Twitch? I only have one more sunflower seed left. Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
I was like, oh, I had some new subscribers. And I'm like, oh yeah, I killed 2 Pokemon.
I'm so glad I didn't do that.
Oh my God.
That was a fucking body.
I feel a little bad I did, and then I never killed anything.
Should did it for the drama.
Did for the suspense.
The
I was
drama.
tempted a few times. Like, you know, I definitely didn't make optimal plays all the time.
Oh, the ad break is over. You know what that means? You know what that means?
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Oh, I didn't think with the soundboard.
Mother of God.
It's Pokeboomers Gen 6 finale. See you later. Parentheses in French. I didn't know the translation, so I just did that. Oh shit, my ad break wasn't over. Yeah, okay, well.
Wait.
I am still Hugh, joined as always by my fellow. Oh, there's an S on the end of rivals. Mr. Rimbert.
Hello.
And Avalen VT.
Hello.
Gentlemen, another season is behind us.
Yes. The French.
We have concluded Generation 6. And, yeah, I don't know. It's good to be here, be done with Gen 6, I think. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah, towards the end of any season of Pokeboomers,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm ready to not play Pokemon for a little while.
That's about week 6 is usually my burnout point where I'm like...
Yeah.
And I will own a lot of that is because I wanted, like, I'm like, oh, this Pokemon could be really useful in this super niche situation. I better EV trade him and keep him relevant with a level cap. So part of that's on me. But also at the same time, yeah, about week 6 is where I'm like, fuck, man, I gotta play some damn Pokemon.
Yeah, even if we're not, you don't train up multiple backups to be level relevant and EV relevant at all times like a goddamn maniac like you do, it's a lot of Pokemon to cram into 9 weeks.
It's a lot of, I think a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes. I think a lot of people come in with big eyes and expectations like, yeah, we're going to follow along. And then like usually about, week 2 or 3, they're like, oh, this is a lot of, like, if you want to stay competitive, this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It would appear I got sunburned today, too. I just now noticing that. Great.
I've used over 100 honeys this generation.
God damn.
I used 3 honeys this generation, all of them incorrectly.
I used 1 to get Mr. Mime.
Too soon.
Too soon. But yeah, how's your guys' week?
Good and miserable by degrees. Glad it's over and we've arrived at the weekend.
It is, in fact, Friday.
Mhm.
What about you, Valen? I know
My
you
week
have to work
was
tomorrow, don't you?
yeah, I have to work tomorrow. Mine was really interesting. Had a lot of interesting customers come in and people trying to order stuff they had no idea what the name was and couldn't describe it.
That'd be me trying to
Fun.
order anything. To be fair, I did order a windshield wiper from you. And I was like,
Yeah.
I need the windshield wiper, but I don't know what kind of windshield wiper it is. It
I was like, these are on sale. Whack.
All right. Without further ado, let's get into our week of Nuzlocke, and I'm seeing that I didn't do a rundown. So, Valen, kick it off while I fix that.
Yeah, so I started my week in Nuzlocke. We went into Victory Road and we caught. I need to actually pull up my Nuzlocke tracker for this. What was our victory? Girder, which we named Clown Music because not only does it evolve into a punchy clown, its IVs were hot garbage. So then we did the first trainer, the Weavile trainer, and had two oopsies with that one. But then after that, we were able to get through Victory Road without any casualties. I then spent a lot of time training up 2 more Pokemon, coming up with a strategy. And then we went right into the Elite Four, which we started with the Dragon Elite Four member because all female dragons, my Haxorus has rivalry, and is a girl. So I got bonus damage on my attack. Which, that was almost spicy with the Dredigon Dragon Tail. There was like a point where my Haxorus had 1 HP left and Sandstorm was up, and it got brought out through the Dragon Tail. I'm like, ooh, this isn't good. And then the Sandstorm subsided. I'm like, oh, thank God.
The heavens literally parted.
They're like, nah, you've had it rough so
That
far
was-
this gen. We'll give you a pass.
That sandstorm absolutely ended exactly what it needed to. Because as soon as I saw the Dragon Tail come out, I was like, oh, it's gonna bring out Hips and it's gonna kick up a sandstorm, and then like, whoa, I just willed it into existence because here's Hips in a sandstorm.
Yeah, then we did the Fire Elite Four member next because all female again. I just hit Earthquake with Haxorus, and that's when I realized I didn't have EXP share on. I was like, whoa, well, this could. The hardest member we had to fight for the Elite Four was the Steel one. Because I really did not have an answer for a majority of the stuff. We lost a Pokemon on him due to Bullet Punch. Then we did the Water one, which nothing to write home about. And then it was Champion time. So my strategy was hit Dragon Dance, go. I hit Dragon Dance, it hit Sword, the Hawk Lucha hit Sword Dance. I was like, okay, are we faster? And I hit Dragon Claw, and we were indeed faster. And then we proceeded to switch between Dragon Claw and Earthquake, and we beat the Elite Four.
Dragon Claw, Dragon Claw.
And then, and then Arizona was extremely simple. Just Haxorus, go.
Yep. That was about the most thorough dismantling of a champion I think I've seen in Pokeboomers.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to highlight?
My highest level Pokemon's a Combi.
Oh no.
We're in the darkest timeline. All right, Vimber, tell us about your final week in Nuzlocke.
Yeah, so I started my week not going into Victory Road, but Terminus Cave, which I had basically just ducked my head into, gotten an encounter, and then left, because I wanted to get the Shadow Ball TM, because I thought it was going to be very key for my champion strategy. I bumbled around in there for almost an hour when I started on Sunday, which was a little embarrassing, but I managed to get my prize and get out. And then I rolled into Victory Road, and immediately wasted the encounter as I ran into a Graveler and was like, nope, I'm probably not using this and I can't risk it self-destructing because I don't have a ghost. So I just ran. I had a few close scrapes, but got through okay. I absolutely annihilated the rival. Like, it was not difficult to the point where I felt a little bad. My Ampharos Elecmon did have a couple times where she got pretty low along the way, but went through it all right. Then on Wednesday, I rolled into the Elite Four with a team of Digmon the Flymon, Dragomon the Gudra, Calamon the Probopass, Palmon the Azumarill, Stevie the Sylveon, and Elecmon the Ampharos, all ready to do some serious damage. I did the Steel guy first, because I have a Flygon who's trained for special attack, who knows Earth Power and Flamethrower.
Seems good.
And that basically soloed the guy. Even when I had a little bit of a curveball thrown at me with Torment stopping me from just spamming super effective ground moves, wasn't really that big a problem. The Fire Lady, was next, and I don't remember how I beat her. Like, my exact notes are, Fire Gal, I don't even remember writing this 15 minutes after stream end, but Ampharos gatted down her stupid bird. So, I guess check the tapes if you want to know how that one went, but it wasn't too bad. The Dragon Lady was next up for me. I annihilated her lead with Mega Ampharos, doing that stab Dragon Pulse, and then I did my usual AI shenanigans where the AI is like, oh yes, super effective Dragon hit, and then I swapped in a Fairy and just annihilated them with Fairy moves. Wasn't hard. And then Waterman got wrecked by Mega Amphi with some help. I was really worried about this guy. I'd saved him for last. That Gyarados is kind of a monster, but through level advantage and through having, as usual, a surprisingly cracked electric type, I was able to get through it without really much trouble. Going into the champion, I led with Ampharos, there's a bit of a pattern there, and exploded the Hawlucha, who foolishly chose to Swords Dance and didn't live to regret it. The Aurorus came out next, making me swap to Palmon the Azumarill. Annoyingly, that Aurorus got up Reflect, but still died to Superpower because ×4 weakness. Gorgeist came out, and I got really excited to the point where I had chat asking me, Vim, are you good? Because I figured, okay, I have a water type out. It has a stab grass move. It is going to use grass, so I swapped in my Gudra, expecting to trigger Sap Sipper, and then it did the thing where it made my dragon half ghost. So that annoyed me. And after a few nasty hits, I had to swap out and put in... who did I put in? Yeah, I brought in Calamon, the Probopass, and then Digmon, the Flygon, to finish the job. Tyranitar came out next, who just got Draco Meteor and died in one shot. Then Gudra came out, and I again relied on the Dragon v Dragon thing to swap in Stevie, who immuned out a Dragon move, and then Moon Blasted, but caught a crit Fire Blast, which had me kind of worried at first, because that was way more damage than I wanted going into the Ace. But Calumon came in super clutch because that giant nose is a pile of defensive stats. And through a combination of Toxic, Protect, and throwing Magnet Bombs at it, the thing just could not keep up and could not hang. And brought the champion low. And yeah, kind of like Avalen said, as exists. And that was GG. Capping off my deathless run of Pokemon X and a Nuzlocke.
The only Pokemon Xer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that was the secret to playing to Deathless, was playing an X version.
Clearly.
Clearly was the situation.
That can be the copium.
That could be the copium. All right. It was definitely playing Ruby in Gen 3, but... All right, that just leaves me. Like my competitors, I also... I didn't know if I missed the part where you did the coward thing with the Graveler like I did, but I came in on your stream and I was like, ooh, Shadow Ball, and then you're like, no, you were supposed to see that. And then I would have got, I did get Shadow Ball on stream, I got it later, but I also ran into a Graveler in Victory Road, and I was like, I had the same line of thought process that Vimber had. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to use this. Best case scenario, this like explodes in my face, you know? And I just ran from it, like it wasn't worth the heartache. Because they got sturdy, so I didn't even want to... I didn't even want to try to kill it just for experience, but I'm trying to think if we had any spooky battles. We had like one spooky battle in Victory Road, but I can't remember exactly what it was. Must not have been too spooky because I didn't take as good of notes as I probably should have. But we also didn't have much trouble with our rival. The rival is not good, but at the same time, like... It's one of those things, like, I could see it, like, if you caught you off guard, like, that'd be like, oof, like, if you're kind of dinged up from Victory Road, etc., I could see it kind of being a little scarier, but it's still.
At the same time, there's a field medic right before you
Yeah,
go through
that's
that
true.
exit.
That is true. I forgot all about that because I thought it was a trainer, and I clicked on it, and then I was like, "Ooh, thank you for healing me." But yeah, we killed the rival. We got to Victory Road, and then we got to the Pokemon League. Excuse me. And then that was the end of the first stream, and then I came back yesterday, and I had trained a bunch of stuff off stream. I had a PC. I had my team of. One second. My team of Sylveon, Stevie. We had Warrior, the Crocodile. We had Frog, the Politoed. We had Valkyrie, the Nidoqueen. We had Mime, the Mr. Mime, and we had Evoker, the Charizard. And then I had enough backup. I had 6 backup trains all the way to the top. Just the nature of EXP share and worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, I'm like, oh, if I need 5 backups, hey, guess what? I have 5 backups done. And then we went into Victory Road. Or not Victory Road, jeez, I keep calling it Victory Road. We went into the Pokemon League, and I fought the Fire Trainer first. Crocodile hit Earthquake, Rock Slide, Earthquake, Earthquake, and that was done. Then we went. God, did we go to the Dragon next? I think we went to the Dragon next. Yeah, we went to the Dragon next, and Crocodile did an Earthquake, then a Dragon Claw. And then I remember we had to. I think Mr. Mime came out. Yeah, Mr. Mime came out. He got Dragon Tailed out, I believe. I could be misremembering this. I know Mr. Mime came out and like exploded somebody with an expert boosted, expert health boosted. No, it was Pixie Plate boosted Dazzling Gleam. And then yeah, that was very unremarkable. Then we went to the Steel Trainer where it got a little spicy. We led with Crocodile once again. And we got hit by a Torment, which kind of fucked up my plan of just hitting Earthquake a whole bunch of times in a row. So we caught that, and we hit Earthquake, and we killed the Klefki, and then the Sacred Sword, stupid Agislash, what a life. The Agislash came out, and it hit me with the King Shield first when I tried to kill it with Crunch. So I dropped my attack by 1 stage, and then the Earthquake didn't finish it off, and then it got hit by a Sacred Sword, but the Sacred Sword didn't kill it. If it would have crit, I think... No, I dropped it. I think it would have survived, but the fucking... a 10 HP maybe. But big ups to Warrior for living that. And... I think I think Torment wore off by then. And then we just finished off the rest of them like that. We baited out... I know we used Charizard to bait out the Rock move to get back in once Pro Pass came out. But other than that, yeah. And then the Water Trainer came out. And I got 1 electric Pokemon this entire time. And it was a really, really, really bad Electrode. And I'm like, God, I'm not training you up. I'm not even training you. I'm not like taking you all the way. Like... Mr. Mime with Thunderbolt and an extra belt's going to have to get her done. And the first trainer... The first Pokemon was that Cloudser? Cloudser, right? Yeah, Cloudser.
Yep.
Mr. Mime hits it, doesn't kill it, gets hit by Water Pulse, and gets confused. I'm like, well, fuck. So
that was actually, you had called that out as like, okay, the worst case here is I get hit with Water Pulse and get confused,
Yeah.
and then it immediately happened.
And then I willed it into existence by saying that. I knew the Water Pulse was coming just because it like all this stuff hit me neutral, so he's going to hit me with the one that has Stab. And I was like, yeah, it confused me. So I'm like, okay, this might be spicy, but I brought out Charizard on the full restore. And I set up the sun, and I have instant solar beams, and I gadded it down. But what I didn't realize is that it was going to bait out the rock water Pokemon, the Barnacle. And I'm like, oh, it baits out because it sees the Stone Edge, but it also has a ×4 weakness to grass. So here's a solar beam, and it killed it instantly. It's like I literally just murdered you with a solar beam, but I see that you can only do so much with the AI, I guess. But then Starmie came out, and we brought Frog in, and we did a little toxic stalling. We did a little stalling back and forth. And then I was like, well, here's the problem. That Gyarados has Dragon Dance, and we need to get Mr. Mime back in somehow. and we need to kind of time it right so the light screen is not up when the Gyarados comes out. Mr. Mime's already beat up, and yeah. So long story short, Mr. Mime comes out, but instead of taking a Psychic, the Starmie sets up a light screen, and light screen goes up, and then we don't one-shot the Gyarados with our Thunderbolt, and Mr. Mime goes down. And then Charizard has to come back out and finish the job with a Solar Beam. However, we weren't done there. We had the champion battle left. And I was I guess more worried. At this point, I was kind of more worried. I tried to poker face it a little bit, but my whole plan with the champion was blow up Hawlucha with Mr. Mime, because Psychic with Expert Belt. But that plan got obviously ruined, so we had to get a little more creative. But at the end of the day, if you have a good fairy type and a way to stop special attacks, the champion's kind of a meme. Yeah, my entire but yeah, the champion has two physical attackers, and they're both weak to very special attacks, basically. God, did we lead with Sylveon just right away? I can't even remember what we did for the Hawlucha. I know at a certain point we brought in an Aurorus. No, yeah, we did lead with Sylveon. And then we killed Hawlucha. And then the Tyrantrum came in, and I was really confused because I was like, why are you bringing in the Dragon type to my Fairy type? But it must have saw Head Smash doing a shitload of damage, but we just blew it up. And then, yeah, when Aurora showed up, I was like, this is my Pokemon to set up my Calm Minds, and the fucker hit 5 Blizzards in a row on me. I'm like, come on, but we had 5 Calm Minds set up, so we just Draining Kissed it and got all our HP back, and then we just swept all the way through with Sylveon. It was the champion. The water guy was way more eventful than the champion was. Mega Gardevoir came out, but if you have 5 Calm Minds, what are you gonna fucking do, right? It's kind of a cheap out, but at the same time, it is what it is.
Didn't you actually one-shot the Mega Gardevoir?
I did, yep. Just blasted it. And it was also that Aurora set up the light screens too. I like that the Elite Four teams are using screens. I think that's a nice little touch. But at the same time, boy howdy, are they fucking annoying. Because we don't have a Brick Break TM that I'm aware of. If there was one, I missed it.
We absolutely did.
We did?
Yeah.
Huh. I did not know that.
Oh, well, I absolutely missed it. But I don't even know who I'd put it on anyways, to be fair. It would have been not relevant. I guess I could have had the sleeper frog tech.
It would have been Paladin.
Yeah, true. It would have been Paladin. Paladin would have fucking got exploded. Where the fuck is this Brick Break TM?
Terminus Cave.
Oh, is it? Fuck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I found it by accident when I was trying to find his Shadow Ball.
Wow, alright. There you go, the more you know.
That's where I forgot to go. Terminus Cave.
God damn it. Alright, but, yeah, that was my week. We're doing the order a little different because we ever enter a review. I think we're going into our Are the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kick it off with my collective Fallen for the entire generation. I definitely thought I killed 3 before this week, but that was just Yveltal that was chilling in my death box because we can't use them because they're legendary. But we lost Assassin first to the crit Thunderbolt, which was the big sad because I was really digging Assassin the Scolipede. But Lightning Train, critical hit Thunderbolt, it is what it is. There was not a whole lot of good stuff to switch in that wouldn't get me caught in a loop. So I'm like, well, it just has to not be a critical hit, and then it is a critical hit and killed it. And then Paladin my Lucario, we ran into a double battle with our face that we didn't want to run into, and it was one of those situations where I didn't have a great switch in for what they had. So it was, well, I hope we kill everything, or hope something misses, or hope they get done with targeting. And Smelling Salts from a Hariyama just fucking destroyed him because he has a negative defense nature and no defense IVs. So a physical super effective attack looks at him the wrong way and he's gonna die. And then last but not least, Mr. Mime, who was battling after these last 2 weeks, was battling for the run MVP. He did enough damage to Gyarados. There's a part of me that thinks that I probably could have saved Mr. Mime if I wasn't so afraid of the Dragon Dance going off, but it was one of those things where I was like, ugh, like the Dragon Dance on a Gyarados, this could like rapidly get out of hand. I think I just gotta hope for like a crit or that a times 4 weakness was gonna be enough, but it wasn't enough, and Mr. Mime ultimately paid the price. And you know, it was a brave Mr. Mime, and I memed on it a whole lot, but I got a lot of use out of that thing these last 2 weeks. So
You really did.
yeah, its IVs were just like super average. It was a brave nature, but like it just was the only Pokemon that could learn Thunderbolt. One, and then I think Nidoqueen might be able to learn Thunderbolt too. Maybe not. I don't know. But the other thing was it just gets all sorts of coverage, and you can really put to use the expert belt on it. Like the end set was like Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Thunderbolt, and Shadow Ball. You know, like you hit a lot of stuff super effectively with that move set. And this Elite
Good
Four.
spread.
But yeah, those were my fallen. Valen.
Yeah, so Big O the Golert,
Big O.
Here you go.
Amelia the Tentacruel, Arrow the Aerodactyl, Whitney the Milk Tank, Mia the Toxicroak, Turks the Blastoise, Godzilla the Pupitar, Balloon, Miss Billy, After 69, Pine, and Bear. I had a lot of deaths.
Recurring theme.
Yeah.
We salute him though.
Yeah.
And then Vimber. Oh wait.
I killed nothing for once.
Proud of you.
Apparently, all it took was financial penalties for me killing anything, and suddenly I become a much more competent Nuzlocke.
Holy, the power of money. All
Power
right.
of money.
We're going over to our PvP section. Vimber with the 50 bonus points in my headcanon. It's true.
I appreciate it. Hero of the people. That's me.
Too fucking bad.
Oh.
But
No, like I said, we didn't give you bonus points for perfecting Gen 4. Not that you needed them, but...
Your review is not being skipped, River. Cool it. Pump the brakes. We're just reorganizing stuff in the order. Let's see. Title. Too many layers? Hey.
And next we are moving into PvP, where we use the magic of Pokemon Showdown to fight using our teams.
Yeah.
I forgot about Pidgeot.
Yeah.
No, I didn't, but it's still funny.
Yeah, we have a Pidgeot. The people's choice. I let chat vote, and they chose Pidgeot for, totally legit reasons, like it's going to help me in PvP this week.
All right. X versus Y. Boys, let's fight.
If Trent was on the list. Yeah, I totally forgot about Trent, to be fair.
How'd you forget about Trent?
Or Trent.
Digimon and Valkyrie enter the battlefield. These Pokemon share a similar type.
Oh, that ground. I was like, what type do we share?
Ground.
Being
Watermelon.
ugly as sin as shinies.
Watermelon Valkyrie.
Ice Beam, super effective. Earth Power, dealing 90% damage to Valkyrie, 77% damage towards Digimon due to that Ice Beam. Thief, the Pidgeot comes out. Flamethrower, 41% damage. Calcumon comes
Oh,
out.
God.
Return goes out. Critical hit, 8% damage. Leftovers is going to get rid of a majority of that damage.
Wait.
It's gold.
What the hell? U-turn dealing that much. Crocodile Warrior comes out. Magnet Bomb dealing 11% damage. So why the hell did you get?
Dog aggro.
Probably.
So buzz.
Digimon comes back out. Levitate immunes the Earthquake from Warrior. Dragon Claw, super effective, taking care of Digimon.
Dragon Claw.
Stevie, the Sylveon, comes out.
Stevie, no.
Earthquake deals 73% damage. Citrus Berry gets popped. Moonblast goes out. Super effective. 89% damage. Warrior goes down. Valkyrie comes back out on the battlefield. Calcumon comes out. Poison Jab gets immune. Dragomon, the Goodra, comes out. Earthquake dealing 36% damage. Stevie, the Sylveon, comes out. Power Whip dealing 48% damage.
Ouch.
Draining Kiss, super effective. Sludge Bomb, super effective.
No.
Poisoned. Berry gets popped. Calcumon, the Probopass, comes out. Draining Kiss gets resisted, 9% damage.
I would agree. Shiny Sylveon is cool. Cool. Rude.
Fro comes out, resisting that Magnet Bomb. Scald, super effective, 35% damage, gets the burn. Toxic, goes out. Valkyrie comes back out. Ampharos comes out. Mega Ampharos comes out. Earthquake, super effective, critical hit, 83% damage. Hidden Power, super effective. Valkyrie goes down. Evoker comes out.
The edgy Evoker.
The edgy Evoker. Life is pain.
Remember when it was purple?
Yep,
Yeah.
it tasted purple.
Palmon, the Azumarill, comes out.
It didn't Mega Evolve. Okay.
Did you click the Mega
I
Evolve
did
button?
click the Mega Ball button, but whatever. I guess.
Interesting.
Huh.
Very well.
Goodra comes out. Solar Beam goes out.
Yeah.
Zap Zipper, increasing that attack.
Once again, I'd like to Mega Evolve. Let's see if it works this time.
Mega Evolve, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. I was wondering why you just hit Solar Beam.
Okay. I guess it just. I guess you just have to click it twice. Is the secret.
Interesting.
Flamethrower will take out the Goodra.
Would have been pretty nice if that Azumarill would have died on the Solar Beam switch in, though. It would have been pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Stevie, the Sylveon, comes out. Flamethrower gets it done.
Well, pretty sure I'm just dead.
Mega Ampharos, the Electromon, comes out.
Mega Charizard, pretty cool.
Flamethrower.
Has a has a 31 special attack IV, but it's jolly, so.
Calcumon comes out.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
See also Calcumon's attack stats.
Yeah,
Yep.
it doesn't exist.
Roost. It is now just a mono fire type. Until next turn. Burn will get it done. Palmon comes back out.
Palmon, don't do it.
I tactically waited until the sun was down. Carefully planned.
It's a very golden Palmon.
Stevie. The return goes out. Stevie goes down.
Guess what? Sun's back.
Oh god. Who could have predicted this?
GG.
Wait.
And there
GG.
goes the battle.
Alright, everyone. I don't even know what you got. Show me what you got.
Yep, this
There's one mystery.
We in.
Oh, big buy shard.
One last time, the Battle of the Brothers in the Poke France generation, and the Battle of the Gen 1 avatars. Gentlemen, let's go to Y War. Avalon leads with Sora. He leads with Stevie the Sylveon. The immediate prankster Thunderwave goes out. Stevie sets up a Calm Mind. Spikes go out. Stevie setting up another layer of Calm Mind. Another layer of spikes, another Calm Mind. Another layer of spikes. There's the para. Sora goes for a play rough, little bit of damage.
Oh
Another
my.
full para.
Can I play the game?
Play rough. Stevie eats the citrus berry. Another Calm Mind. 3 times special attack and special defense. Play rough. There's the Draining Kiss. Resisted. Still doing good damage. Still giving Stevie a good heal.
Wah.
Ooh, the heal block. Draining
Draining
Kiss is
Kiss.
prevented.
Eh.
Play rough. Stevie takes some damage. There's the stronger Moon Blast. That's enough to cut through the resist and take down Sora. As Doomslayer 3, the Haxorus, comes out.
Eh.
Quick poison jab, and Stevie's out of there. Raug, the Polytoad, is going to take some nasty damage from those spikes.
I don't like that thing.
Aidas, the Chestnut, comes in, takes a super effective Ice Beam, still leaving him slightly above half, but was that a low roll or a high roll? Frog protects anyway through the Leech Seed, and heals up a little from those leftovers. Thief the Pidgeot comes in, Flying type lets him ignore the spikes, but gets Leech Seeded. The Spiky Shield goes up as Thief roosts to heal up, and land, apparently avoiding the spikes along the way. Thief's like, nah, I saw them from the air. Quick swap to Lucy Goodbye Sharp, who's going to take a U-turn from Thief as Hugh brings out Valkyrie, who is going to take some spikes damage, but heal that off a little bit from Black Sludge. Oh, the Quick Claw, the Iron Head, but there's the Earthquake, and that drops Lucy. Avalon once again brings out Doomslayer 3, the Destroyer of the Champion. Sets up one Dragon Dance.
That's right.
Ice Beam. Heavy damage, but is it enough to stop Doomslayer 3? Earthquake. Valkyrie goes down. The funny button has been deployed.
The funny button is deployed.
Warrior the Crocodile comes in. Intimidate is going to get rid of that attack increase, but the speed remains. Dragon Claw, critical hit, Warrior drops. Evoker comes in, Flying type, letting him avoid that spikes damage. The Mega Evolve, setting the drought. Dragon Claw, big damage on Evoker. Flamethrower, resisted from Doomslayer, but that is still enough. The classic hips counterplay, blocking out the sun with sand. As Frog the Polytoad comes in, taking some spikes damage, and a rock slide, which is going to add up, along with the sandstorm. Leftovers going to do what it can.
God, that shiny his ass.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not great. Aidas the Chestnut's going to come in as Protect whiffs. Sandstorm ticks, leftovers tick. Another Protect from Frog. Protect him from the Hammer Arm. Sandstorm exists. Thief the Pidgeot comes in, eating a Hammer Arm, critical hit, massive damage. Lots of speed drop on Aidas as Thief eats a berry, but very low now. The Roost, Thief is going to heal up and land. As the Leech Seed goes out for a little healing on a Valen side as well, they're roughly even now. But the swap to Evoker, who's going to set the sun once again, as the Spiky Shield fails. The classic hips maneuver, Sandstream goes up. Flamethrower deals a little less than half as that Sandstorm ticks, and Leftovers heals up hips. Frog the Polytoad again taking some damage from those spikes, and the Toxic goes out. The Sandstorm ticks, the Leftovers tick, the Toxic ticks. Frog's remaining HP just being manipulated.
I thought you were gonna hit the rest button.
He doesn't have rest.
Oh.
Oh, really?
No.
Frog gets off a Toxic before being brought low with Crunch. Q on the back foot now as he sets up the sun once again. There's the Solar Beam, super effective, drops hips.
Hey, thanks. Now I can bring this up.
Now there's McPinchy, the Drapion. Evoker's gonna roost and heal up. McPinchy goes for the Thunderfang, normal effect now that Evoker lost Flying Tide for the turn. Still gonna take off a chunk.
Damn.
Flamethrower, heavy damage, McPinchy goes down.
I should have pushed that first.
Pretty good. Spiky Shield goes up, nulling out the Flamethrower, but that's not a contact, so that's not free damage on the Charizard.
Yeah.
Flamethrower
GG.
again.
GG. That's not all, folks. We have one more main host match coming up.
Yes.
Watch your battle. Search.
I definitely just pulled up Hugh instead of a Valen. What do you mean I had a drink before this episode? No one can tell. Shut up.
Shut up. You're not real bad. Alright, Valen attempts with Haxorus, Bisharp, Klefki, McPinchy, the Drapion, Hips, and Chestnut. Vimbert with Palmon the Azumarill, Elecmon, the Ampharos, Gudra, who's Dragomon, yep, Calamon, the Probass, Digmon, the Flygon, and Stevie, the Silcock. Generally go to war. We see the lead of Klefki as Digmon comes out. There's no I in there, it's just Digmon.
Dang it, I was hoping to get someone with it.
Digimon. Earth Power is going to be super effective. Citrus Berry is even. Play rough. Finds its mark. Super effective. Doesn't quite get enough damage, however, just going to drop that attack. Big Thunder Wave is immune by the ground
Yeah, I
typing.
knew Sora was dead.
Here it
Kingdom
comes.
Hearts isn't even good. What?
Pinchy.
Who said that?
Kingdom Hearts has not been good since 2.
Yeah.
300, I guess 386 over, or Birth by Sleep was alright, but everything else sucks. Alright, McPinchy's out. Kingdom Hearts fan of the discussion later, but not really. Ice Fang, super effective, gets it done. McPinchy out, speeding the Flygon, interesting.
That is unfortunate.
It is 1v1, it's Dragomon. I don't like that shiny Ice Fang goes wide. Earthquake, super effective. Chunk of black sludge healing up a little bit. Black hole sludge, super, not a lot of damage.
Bench? Damn.
Dragomon pretty tanky. Back heal. Oh, it's Doomslayer, the Haxorus, my favorite shiny in all of Pokemon. It looks like a Zoids.
Why didn't you switch?
Because Draco Meteor.
God damn it.
You don't love to see that when you're a Valen.
No.
He's gonna try to bonk you, Dragomon.
Oh no.
Chestnut's shiny's alright.
Yeah, I like it.
Hammer Arm's gonna drop that speed. Bonk. Moonblast is protected. It's Stevie. Moonblast. I ass goes down.
Yeah.
Big Lucy. Oh, what's Palmon? Oh, Swords Dance. Oh. Oh. Ironhead doesn't quite get her. Oh, the big flinch. Lucy. Oh, God. Is the one sword dance going to be enough on the back foot, Lucy?
Probably not.
Oh, Pro Pass give Magnet Pull? What the hell? I didn't know that.
Yep.
God damn. Dragomon. I just dropped the controller mon. I gotta get my second Xbox controller because Vampire Survivors has co-op now. So
Ooh.
bonk, Ironhead, pretty good. I don't know if the quick claw is necessary, but pretty good.
Just to be safe.
Elecmon. Lucy's on the warpath here. Ironhead bonk. Resisted.
Why won't you
Ninja.
die, Lucy?
Nano machine, son.
Also,
Flinch.
once again, you don't need the quick claw. There it is.
Yes.
Flinch.
No. Illegal.
Defiant. Defiant Lucy.
Speaking of some of these shinies of all time, though, boy howdy, Ampharos.
Yeah, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So Ironhead won't kill without a crit.
Are you talking?
No.
What's your other moves, J-Bob? You got Swords Dance, Ironhead.
And Night Slash.
Night Slash would have got it
Flinch.
done, you buffoon. Okay, that was
Flinch.
Night
The
Slash,
flinch.
Night Slash would have killed it, you buffoon.
Beaten by one of my own favorite tactics. Alas.
Now Probo Patch just gets to exist.
Yep.
Yep.
And it has Mega Pull.
No, it doesn't, but it has Sturdy.
No, Vim's does, because mine was trapped. Lucy was trapped.
Wait a minute.
No, it definitely has the ability Sturdy set.
Huh, it said I couldn't switch out Lucy.
That's bizarre. I have no idea why it would say that. I can send the receipts.
Well, it's like that one time when I tried to Mega Evolve,
Oh yeah.
and it didn't.
I don't know. We got Showdown Gremlins tonight.
Yeah.
Ooh, big move.
Kill. Damn it. Very. Yeah, I lost.
Stevie's like, wow, I'm faster than something.
You gotta realize, even though hippos are actually kind of fast IRL, Hippowdon is not fast.
Still closer than I thought.
G.
GG.
GG.
What was your? It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
text box is clear. To let you know you might be trapped. Okay.
Ah.
I mean, I wasn't gonna switch out anyways. I had 2%.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Fuck, we don't need that. We need that. Alright, we're not done though. Like I said, we're missing with the order. We have scores and placing. Even though them made me earn it, and Valen to a certain extent, before the last 2 weeks, I managed to pull ahead and claim my 6th title, but it was close. Them got 2nd place, and then Valen got 3rd place. Much closer season than all of our other seasons, so good competition. Enjoyed it.
Yep. If I had just done a little bit better in PvP, or you'd
Yeah.
have gotten a few more killed.
When I killed Mr. Mime, I was like, fuck. I'm like, this it might actually come down to PvP, but then I managed to rally and not kill anything else in the Elite Four. But
Lace, what are those final scores, just for the audience?
I don't know what your guys' is. Mine is it'd be 45.
Mine is 415.
315.
There you go. All right. But we're still not done. We have the reviews and MVPs and Vim. Mr. Deathless Nuzlocke, why don't you kick it off with this section? The section for those
Sure.
that are new here, we give a numerical value from 1 to 10 and some thoughts on what we thought of the game, and then we go ahead and we do who we thought our own MVPs was and who we thought our rival's MVP was, or vice versa, whatever order you want to do it in. I don't care, I'm not your dad. Vim, take it away.
Sure. So I'm going to get into the MVPs first. For myself, I give my own MVP absolutely unquestionably to Elecmon the Ampharos. A great Pokemon made even better with powerful Mega Form and extremely convenient Hidden Power Ice coverage. Probably one of the best Pokemon I've had yet in Pokeboomers. I tend to get electric Pokemon that I get a lot of mileage out of. I've never had one that I've gotten as much mileage out of as Elecmon. So huge ups to her. Avalon, I'm actually, for me, your MVP is Hips. Hips is very thick, and you're able to make good use of some weather tactics, mostly against Hugh with the classic swap in, block out the sun with sand.
No sand, no stick, sun.
Yep, but Hips is just very, very powerful on the whole, and you did great work with her in the run and in PvP. Hugh I had to think about. I was fully ready to give it to Big Mime after the save on Lysander and all the work that Mime was putting in the Elite Four, but then fell. So I'm actually going to give the MVP for me is Valkyrie. I thought about naming Evoker, but Valkyrie isn't flashy, doesn't do big swings, but seems like it's one of your go-to I just need a general problem solver Pokemon, and you throw Valkyrie at the problem. Because she's probably going to be able to do at least something. Even in PvP, there are matchups where it's not exactly great for her, but she's able to hang in there for at least a few turns and trade some blows. So, it's a Pokemon that was continually a problem for me, particularly when Toxic Spikes was oh my god, this is awful for me. As far as the gen as a whole, just to give full context for people, before we started Pokeboomers, the only Pokemon games I had played were Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Soul Silver. So, my, even more so than these two, my viewpoint is kind of tainted by, mostly just doing Pokemon games as Nuzlocke. Please bear that in mind as we proceed. There was a lot of good this season. I really liked Super Training. It's excellent. It lets you in-game see what EVs are. You don't have to just mindlessly grind things for 3 hours to get the stats you need. I mean, you can argue that you're mindlessly grinding balloons, but you're not having to you're not having to risk shiny encounters, which are very bad usually for our rule set. And also, just having that level of fine control. I would still rather we do stat XP, which is how it worked in Gen 2 and before, but I'm upgraded to Indifferent now. I don't really care about EVs so long as the system is in place, which is... People would call this character development, I guess.
Yes, I will say
Progress.
Vim's out of his villain arc against EVs.
Yep. I like that we got a new type in fairies. I do think they get a little bit overpowered once they get some of their later moves like Play Rough and Moonblast, but it's a fun shake-up to the formula. Reusable TMs, they're still here from Gen 5. Knowing Game Freak, I would have expected them to immediately go back on a smart decision, but they didn't. Big ups. And I would say this is just in terms of doing a Nuzlocke, I think this is one of the best setup games for it. We get a ton of encounter variety very, very early, super convenient access to a berry farm, XP share helps out with training up team members. I would honestly say that, there are definitely some traps in there, but I would honestly think about recommending X and Y as, someone wants to try Nuzlocke for the first time. Yeah. You could do worse than X and Y. And it made it a lot of fun. We didn't have, 3 weeks of, okay, we have our starter, we have the same 3 Pokemon, and then we have 2 that are different. Which is usually how Pokeboomers goes a little bit.
Yeah,
I appreciate
that week 2, 24 encounters is fucking...
It was huge.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It was so many encounters.
But not everything was great here. I don't come at Pokemon mostly for the story, but or the setting, but this region was so bland. Like, I ranted about it a little bit when I was finishing up my gameplay, but the region just kind of felt like just Europe and not really Poke France, unless you're looking at like the Eiffel Tower, Jim, and you're like, oh yeah, I guess this is Poke France.
Did you miss the part in the credits where the credits were in French?
Oh damn, you're right. I undo everything I just said.
Check
no,
yourself,
but
please.
this region felt super bland. I feel like a lot of the details about this game I'm going to forget shortly after we wrap the season, and I feel like that's incredibly damning. Having so many rivals is stupid and dumb, and I hate it because almost none of them have an appreciable personality or anything to do in the game. There's no reason for it. It was bad enough when Gen 5 gave us 3 rivals. This is way too much. Horde battles, I feel like this is like me coming at the opposite thing where I was like Audino grinding last generation and I loved it, and Horde battles, I just hate it this season, but I don't like it.
Fair enough.
I don't have anything more nuanced to say.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
That's fair.
And kind of the ugly. The difficulty was very, very low for a lot. This is not meant to throw shade at my rivals who got Pokemon killed and I didn't. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like, compared to the other Pokemon games that we have played, it's not that hard to skate through this game. You get a lot of tools very, very early. That was great for the competitive part of our Nuzlocke, but as far as the run part of our Nuzlocke, it made things a little, like, deflated. You know, almost no one is using a full team. You get a lot of answers, and it's just, I felt like I could kind of sleepwalk through the actual run a lot of the time, which was bad. And then the story, like I just said, I don't play Pokemon for the story, but like Gen 5 at least tried a little bit, and I think it did some neat things in a couple places, but there were huge missed opportunities. Team Flare and Lysander are just nothing. They're just nothing. They just like roll in there like, oh, fashion. Oh, actually, we're going to destroy the world.
Actually,
and there is, I
nuclear
think,
weapons.
I'm about to engage in something very unironically cringe. I think with small tweaks, you could make the story like not great, but something just like passable. And there are like the pieces of it there. You know, maybe they could have done this in a Pokemon Z if they put it out. And I know this is the height of folly. Game development is very difficult, involves a lot of people. And do I think I am better at storytelling than the Pokemon Company? Yes, but that's beside the point. I want to focus on the big man in the room, Arizona.
Big Arizona Ranger.
Yep. He is a cool idea, but he is not used. If he had more of a presence, I think it really could have elevated the games. Considered if he was basically like the Cynthia. He's this mysterious, like, huge dude who's like an experienced trainer. Maybe early on he like mumbles some things about Mega Evolution when you're trying to figure out what that is, and you're like, whoa, okay. And he could just show up every once in a while to like give some advice, kind of be like, the professor barely checks in on you, so you could just have Az be like, oh yes, your progress is going well. And Team Flare would still exist here, as does Lysander, but they're more just like they want power, they want fashion, whatever. Everything plays out more or less the same. Az is just like there more, aside from just being like flower, and then his 5-minute lower dump before the very end of the game. But like the ultimate weapon, like Team Flare still harnesses this for massive energy, so it's more like, we'll have all this power and influence and we're the only ones. And you still do like hey, call everyone in, we need to like assault. But in my fanfic type situation, Az is there too. So the player's like, oh man, the big man's coming off the bench. You still battle through, beat up Lysander with the power of friendship, catch the legendary, whatever, after your friends and Az peel off to deal with some other goons. But after that, things go dark. And then Az appears, having used his key to gain control of the weapon. And in this, Lysander would have used some kind of science stuff, whatever, to use it for a power plant. And then Az could have a motivation about, like, the world is, like, weak and decadent, and, like, having this disappointment in his descendant Lysander, so that would actually matter to the plot instead of being something they brought up once and then doesn't go anywhere. And he could have mentioned that, like, you, the player, he was like, you mastered Mega Evolution, you had all this potential, all this power, I would have hoped you could see this way. And then Az becomes kind of like the evil leader that you fight at the end, with like everyone behind you as Team Flare and Lysander like, whoa, actually we can't make the world beautiful if we destroy it. And Az could even bust out like Mega Evolution after Mega Evolution, maybe even being like, I developed this or I discovered this in the first place 3,000 years ago. And then after you beat him, you can even have the Pokemon power friendship thing with like Lysander, like respecting you more after beating you. Big Az could maybe even remember his fallen Floette, and we could have that and have a change of heart. But this would tie together a few more plot points that just go nowhere and at least bring it up to like it's something instead of just the nothing that it currently is. So, anyway, 5.5 out of 10. This game it just kind of exists. I think it could be more than it is, but it's not, and I think that's kind of sad.
God. 5.5. Ouch.
Yep.
Ouchies. All right. I'm next. I'll also do the MVPs first. Valen, your MVP was Big I Eat Ass. Been there since the beginning. Been hooking and jabbing since the beginning. It's got you out of a lot of sticky situations in PvE, and it was kind of not so much in the later weeks, but like in the mid weeks and the early weeks was an absolute menace in PvP as well. So I think that was no contest. Hips is a good shout though, mostly because it just fucks with my Charizard, like Vimper says.
It was my favorite thing every week.
But no, I think it's I Eat Ass, the chestnut, and Vimbert. I think you are on the special sauce. You do not think Palamon is your MVP because literally 99% of the game was like you kind of said about Valkyrie, like, "Ooh, I'm in trouble, Palamon." And I remember there'd be a few weeks where I come in and you're like, "Oh man, Palamon's already getting close to the level cap." I'm like, "My brother in arms, you only use Palamon. Of course, it's gonna get to the level cap first." Like, and it's a good Pokemon. I remember like. And it's also been with you since week one, you know? It's had a little long-lasting show. Like, I switched a lot of mine out, you know? And, so I changed my team because I get, like, the super... I got Valkyrie week 3, you know, which was fine. But, like, yeah, you guys both had your MVPs, like, really early. And I remember, like, the week when it gets play rough, I'm like, God damn it. Because, like, before I was like, okay, like... We have a water absorb now, which is cool, but also return still hits pretty much everything really hard, even if it has water absorb, because huge power is a hell of a drug. But and you had attack and crazy nature. I think our PvP looks a lot different if you employed a trick room. I think if you employed trick room like 3 weeks earlier, like I think you win this season. By the way, like say la vie type of deal, but like your team's the only weakness that your team had was that it was slow. That was the only thing I could capitalize on, was that I pretty much could outspeed your entire team. Other than that, I felt like you had the best team out of all three of us every week, but it was just slow. That's it. And like False Sweep Gaming says, what if speed is everything in the Pokemon theorem? Clickbait YouTube video. But as far as my MVP, I think Valkyrie's fair. That's why I could. Yeah, exactly. The Aqua Jet would have been a fucking capital P problem if that Azumarill had the Aqua Jet. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Oh God. I think my MVP I think Valkyrie's a good shout, but like, I think I got more use. Oh no, because the Volker really didn't come into its own until I got a Solar Beam TM like week 7. Like it kind of just existed. Like even when evolving the Charizard, I'm like, you have a ×4 weakness to rocks, like, and there wasn't as much Stealth Rocks. I figured like as soon as you guys found a Pokemon that had Stealth Rocks, that would never leave your team, but you let me off easy. So yeah, I'd say Valkyrie. Like Vim said, it was just kind of a general good problem-solving Pokemon. It's the highest IV of any Pokemon. Well, it was the highest IV until I got the gift Fennekin last night, where they give you a perfect IV modest Fennekin after you beat the game. But it's the highest IV.
Brokey.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Competitive. Get that thing Protean. Big Ubers. Oh yeah, I gotta make a note about that. Thank you for saying Froakie. Did I get everybody? Yeah, Valkyrie's my MVP. Mm-hmm. Okay. For me, the game, I actually agree with most of the stuff that Vim said. Surprise, surprise. I think the good, I would even say the great, the diverse encounter tables, I don't think got enough praise. like, here's the thing: we could all start over tomorrow, and I think our encounters would look wildly different. Like, those encounter tables are so big on every route. Like, granted, like, we have our ban list and stuff, so that kind of influences the encounter tables a little bit. But like, if you had no ban list, and like Vim said, this is coming from the perspective of the Nuzlocke. I don't fucking play Pokemon if I'm not Nuzlocking it. So let's get that disclaimer out of the way right now. I don't play Pokemon for the story. I don't play Pokemon to complete a Pokedex. I play it only to hardcore Nuzlocke it. And I think you could just keep doing X and Y over and over again, and you'd always have like a different team, which I actually could get like 3 playthroughs out of it and have a different team every time and have a competitive team every time. So that was really good for them. I love that they give you competitive items right away. Like, we have leftovers in the game. Like, we have a Rocky Helmet. Like, the only thing that was lacking really was there was no choice items, which, you know, hit or miss. They gave it to us in 4. Did they give us in 5? I don't think they gave us for sure.
We could get choice specs,
Okay,
I believe.
yeah, specs. You can get specs in 5. But the only, like, real competitive items that were missing were the choice items. Other than that, every competitive item was pretty much well represented. I didn't hate the Mega Evolution gimmick. I didn't know if I would like it or not. I think it'd be a lot more fun if we had more options, if we had access to more stones. Like, this is kind of like, I guess, the indifference. Like, and I mostly feel that more so because both my Mega Evolutions were flying, so both my Mega Evolutions were weak to rocks in a post Gen 4 world where Stealth Rock is always a thing that can exist. But yeah, I was like, I would like more options, but as far as like the gimmick as a whole, I kind of enjoyed Mega Evolution. I think there's some silly ones that I don't regret, even though Vim brought it up. The only one that my rule last season affected was me, ironically enough. But I don't regret banning Mega Lucario, and I don't regret banning Mega Gengar, the Uber's Pokemon. Let's see. Pull up my notes. Decent helms. You know, Vim, you had another really great point that, like, before, if someone asked me like what would be a good first Nuzlocke to do, I wouldn't have a great answer for it because, like, Emerald's good, but it can be difficult. But then, like, the inverse of Emerald is like Ruby and Sapphire, which are just like counter tables are not great and they're like baby mode easy. But then also, I could say the same thing about like Platinum is still my favorite Pokemon game. I love Platinum. I think Platinum will, at this point, unless something surprising to me happens, it's not Gen 8. I'm here to tell you from the very limited amount of Gen 8 I played, Gen 8's not going to overtake Platinum. But Platinum's my favorite. But I also think that has a difficulty spike for our newer Nuzlockers. But you could also just get a Gyarados and just fucking Dragon Dance the night away, to be fair. But yeah, I think this is a great first Nuzlocke for people to do. I think that it is literally baby's first Pokemon. Like, the difficulty, like, two of my deaths were like crit Thunderbolt. Like, what are you gonna do, right? Like, that sucks, but it is what it is. And then, like, me playing first and like walking into not knowing where the double battle is and like fucking walking into it, like, that's another death. But like, it's not hard. Like, the champion has a glaring weakness to, like, do you have a Pokemon that can use Calm Mind twice? Guess what? You beat the champion. Like, it's not Cynthia, it's not Enengetsus, like the champion is a meme. The Elite Four is kind of a meme too, the fact that they only have 4 Pokemon, it's like, come on. But
Was there the Elite Four?
Yeah, we're really leading into that 4. And that's my biggest knock is just the difficulty. Other than that, like, I'm not like I said, I'm not gonna touch on the story. My preface is I haven't given a fuck about a Pokemon story in a very long time, and I probably won't for like the rest of this experience. So the story is whatever to me, but I would agree that the area is kind of bland. I fucking hate Lumio City. That place sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it is so hard to navigate Lumio City. I remember I was looking for the Nothing but cutscenes. Let's go. I was looking for the stupid camera place so I could pick up the wide lens, and I was like, oh my god, I had to fucking pull the walkthrough to navigate this stupid town. And then I learned you can buy a taxi and it could just drive you right there. But there's like 9 cafes. Why? Like, can we just have like 2 maybe on opposite sides of the town? But there's like 9 cafes. And like, yeah, I don't know. Lumio City is my least favorite city in all of Pokemon. That's what I'm gonna say. It's. I can't even think of a city.
Fair.
I can't even think of a city that has made me as upset as Lumio City does. Because you know what I'm surprised you didn't hit on, Vim?
What's that?
The fucking camera in Lumio City and the camera at other places where it's fucking bad.
Honestly, my sense of direction is so bad, like, it didn't really even make that much of a difference. I felt the normal amount of disoriented.
Oh my god, like they're
That's me.
The 3DS camera thing there was so bad. I'm like, why is it like the first time I walked into this city, that just compounded that I already hated Lumio City. But you know what? At least I remember Lumio City's name, which is more than I can say about 90% of the towns.
Yeah.
I've already data dumped it, like you said. But I'm gonna be more generous. I think the things that it does right from a purely competitive Nuzlocke standpoint, I think this is a 7 out of 10. I give it. It's one of the Pokemon games of all time. It's average. Like, I'm not like. As far as replayability, like if we were gonna replay any of them, it would be one that I'd replay, but I would make adjustments to the difficulty. I wouldn't allow Mega Evolutions, and I would maybe do Anime Claws too, where we go into like the gym battles with the same amount of Pokemon as the gym leaders. Is maybe what I'd do to address the additional difficulty. Yeah, I think if you did I think like with Megas you can kind of abuse the game. I abuse the Megas. Like I use Mega Charizard to great success, and I used Mega Aerodactyl before that. Like, but I think if you did a no Megas Anime Claws, I think if you just did a no Megas, it'd be pretty fine for normal people. But I think like if you have experience with a lot of Nuzlocks, I think you could do an Anime Claws. It would be I think it would be on par with the difficulty of Black and White. Black and White's still the hardest Nuzlocke I've done personally, but
Oh yeah, easily.
yeah, it was Black and White, Platinum, Emerald. Then probably the Gen 1 and Gen 2 games are so easy.
Yeah.
Like looking back on it, it was just like any trouble we had was just lack of knowledge of Nuzlocking. I think it was like the majority of like the heartaches in Gen 1 and Gen 2. Like,
Yep, we were green.
yeah, those games were fucking easier than this one. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I went on for longer than I wanted to go on, but like I said, 7 out of 10. Like I would, if I was going to Nuzlocke another one again, I'd like I said, I could replay X and Y, and like I said, I'd just take away Mega Evolutions, and I'd get a whole new team because the encounter tables are awesome. So, Avalon.
Great point on that.
Yeah, thank you. Avalon, it's your turn.
All right. So for Honoring the Fallen, Q, I'm gonna say it's Valkyrie.
Honoring the Fallen. You mean MVPs? They're not dead.
MVP. Yep.
They're dead to him.
They're dead to me now. The run's over. They're dead. For Vim, yeah, it's Palmon. Palmon has been there since the beginning. And then Valkyrie just has 1.5 million different utilities you can do with Valkyrie. And for my MVP, it's Nick the Combi. Because otherwise I'd still be leveling fucking Pokemon.
Big Combi.
I've used over 100 honeys, and I probably quick Sweet Scent probably double that, just doing horde battles to level a team.
The behind the scenes hero.
Not all heroes wear cape. You're like the fucking Combi's like the supply marine. That's like bullets don't fly without supply. And you're like, shut the fuck up, dude. like it's important work. Don't get me wrong. Like logistics are the thing, but yeah, like don't come at me with that. But big Combi MVP.
Not all heroes can evolve.
Exactly. Big male Combi MVP.
Yeah,
I love it.
But I would say the second place one would be either Hips or Chestnut, because they did a lot of fucking carrying. You guys pretty much covered everything that I liked and disliked about X and Y. I mean, and the berry farm does reflect like the
Oh,
France
I forgot about the
vineyards.
I forgot about the berry farm. The berry farm is also what makes this a go-to game to Nuzlocke. Sorry.
Yeah, because it's just
Yeah.
like
It's just right
here's
there.
all your
Like
berries.
week 2,
One
it's
spot.
like it's like week 2. Here's a fucking berry farm. I'm like, thank you. Gen 5 looks over at America with a scowl.
Yeah.
And there's a few things about this game where I kind of wish they did like an X2, Y2, or even a Z. Because the whole reason why Mega Evolutions exist is because that weapon fired, and the Mega Stones are actually the souls of the Pokemon that died because of the weapon.
Oh, damn.
Oh shit.
Yep, and then this is also the game that actually branches the Pokemon timelines. So that when you have like Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee, those have Mega Evolutions. That's when it splits.
Oh god, we're going full Zelda timeline.
Nah,
Interesting.
Which timeline is the one where my MC dies
this
Against-
main timeline.
against Ganondorf? Which timeline does my Pokemon MC die against Ganondorf?
Link's Awakening.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
But yeah, like, I kind of wish they would have kept going with the Mega Evolution timeline, because it's my favorite mechanic. Like, I absolutely love Mega Evolution. It just takes, like, old Pokemon and just bust them up, which then they changed it to regional variants, which, yeah, there's some pretty good regional variants. It puts a nice spin on some old Pokemon. Get them
trucking Z moves.
Z moves, yeah.
Oh yeah, Gigantamax and then
Gigantamax.
and then Terra.
And Terrestrialize.
Terrestrialize.
Yeah, if you put all those gimmicks in a line, I think Mega would probably be my favorite out of all those too.
Yeah.
What other gimmicks are there? Like, what was the Gen 5? Gen 5 gimmick was it was a brand new national dex. Was Gen 5's
Yep,
gimmick.
yep.
Brand new National Deck, soft
Gen-
restart.
Gen 4, like, old Mons got new evolution, I guess,
Yeah.
was like the Gen 4
Yeah.
gimmick.
Gen 3's gimmick was being bad.
Gen 3's gimmick was, I hope you like Sap Surf.
Yeah, it really was.
Oh yeah, Gen 3 abilities and EVs,
Abilities.
yeah. Gen 3 was a lot of actually gimmicks.
Yeah, like I said, Gen 3's gimmick was being bad.
You could say that modern Pokemon was born in Gen 3, probably. That's what I'd say.
I'd say modern Pokemon was born in Gen 2 due to breeding.
No, the DVs are still there though. Physical
Physical
split.
special
Yeah,
split.
You were right.
Yep.
That was huge, yeah. Yeah. Well, did Gen 5 have anything? Or was it just the new National Dex, right?
National Dex, I guess.
I just want to say National Dex because I'm not for sure.
I'm trying to think of like anything else that Gen 5 had.
But my rating for this gen, I still really like it. Like, yeah, it's a very good. It's actually what they recommend for your first Nuzlocke is X and Y.
Makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
And my rating for this, I'm gonna say 7.5. If you compare X and Y to Gen 4 is the better game.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't really take too much umbrage with your guys' ratings.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Too much France.
Too much
Just wait till-
friends.
Just wait till next gen when there's too much water. Like, actually too much water.
Oh,
Islands.
not again. Not again.
Islands and totem Pokemon. Okay, we'll move on to our next section, which is the follow along. Big River got it done with us. Congratulations on congratulations on completing your X and Y Nuzlocke. I know it wasn't your favorite Nuzlocke, but we appreciate you following along with us. So go ahead, take it away.
Yep. Rivers update. My fight was cataloged in the Pokeboomers general chat with a 0 casualty Elite 4 run, so I'll just review my thoughts on this generation as a whole. MVPs of the run, Hampter and Thumper. First, the positives. Visuals are honestly nice and consistent, especially considering the hardware at the time. The cinematic cutscenes are by far the highlight with some of the best visuals in the franchise in my opinion. However, the camera can be a bit of an ass. The quality of life features added are godsend. The EV boasting is the biggest W the franchise has this generation. The Pokemon added, while still small, are mostly great, plus Mega Evolutions being one of the best generation gimmicks of all time. Now the negatives. The story and characters are about as enjoyable as eating a block of styrofoam as a meal, bland, boring, and barely functionable as what it's meant to be. The difficulty is about as difficult as kicking someone down a flight of stairs, with the end being a sudden slap at the back of your skull. Annoying and painful, but hardly threatening. Which, for the game giving so many freebies and handouts of OP TMs, you'd think they'd balance that a bit. However, the biggest problem that contains all the weird little nitpicks into one box, the missed potential due to Pokemon Z, the third version, being cancelled. Why is the story incomplete? It was meant to be in Pokemon Z. Why are there tons of barely used areas and concepts? Pokemon Z, etc., etc. It sucks because this gen could have been so good, but unfortunately Game Freak stopped caring about that stuff. The best way I can put it is imagine if Gen 4 was made and they just didn't release the Platinum version. Well, you don't have to imagine because we just finished playing it. 5 out of 10, the same energy as eating a piece of toast, satisfactory but very unmemorable.
Yeah, Diamond. I will say Diamond and Pearl definitely suck.
Yeah. The Diamond and Pearl AI was one of the AIs of all time.
That's a good analogy though. Comparing it to like if Platinum just never came out.
Truly is.
Mm-hmm.
Big 5 out of 10. What does that make the average? 6 out of 10, right?
Somewhere's around there.
Yeah, a little higher.
River and I being downers.
You guys, 2 5s. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 7 plus 7 plus 7 or plus 0.5 is 14.5.
15.
No, it's not. 7 plus 7 is 14. Plus 0.5 is
Okay.
14.5.
I thought you
10.
gave it a 7.5.
No, I gave it a 7.
Oh.
So I don't know what's the average of 20. Yeah, I don't know. It's like 6.25, right? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Math is literally the thing I bitch about every week when we do this show.
It truly is. Math is your final boss.
It's literally the thing.
Unlike Final Boss, who did not come to fight the final boss.
Criminal. We have Pokeboomers After Dark. We're gonna battle River one more time. We have no outro.
We sure do.
Yeah,
We have no outro because the run's done.
Yeah, the run's done. All I can say is ominously, Pokeboomers will return. Be watching the Discord for updates on when the promo tournament will be, and be watching the Discord for other stuff. We're all gonna do our own little thing for a little while. I think we all really enjoyed the long break we had. Oh my God, what was going on in my Discord?
After Gen 5?
Yeah, after Gen 5.
Yeah.
And right now we are living the high life of really good games that are being released. Baldur's Gate 3, Hardcore
Baldur's
WoW.
Gate 3.
Hardcore WoW's coming out. Starfield's coming out. Yeah, so I think the general thing is once you start seeing the potential for snow, if you're in an area with snow, that's probably when we'll head to the islands. But like I said, there's the Discord right there. We'll keep you guys updated. And yeah.
The Pokeboomers will take the islands. River and I are in.
Okay. We watching.
Oh.
Big Salamance.
Whatever, let's lose the lead. I don't care anymore.
Oh yeah, Thumper was your Steelix. Yeah, I forgot. I was like, who's
Yeah.
Thumper?
I deeply regret not picking up a Steelix at some point.
Yeah,
It would
you
have been
guys,
so
you guys are
good.
both clowns for not taking Steelix.
I caught an Onyx, so I couldn't take the Steelix.
I think you can get a Melcode somewhere.
Yeah, there was one in the Pokeball factory?
Mine wasn't very good.
Oh, alas.
That's a green Salamence. That's a gold hamster. That's a gold hamster.
Well.
The honor duel.
There we were. God, yours is a level higher.
69.
I don't know about this one, Palmon.
Faster. Oh god.
Could be huge.
Could swing.
A lace. Oh well.
The one level in lefties mattered in the end.
Truly did, truly did.
Hey Digmon. Monster friends.
Hey Digmon, hey Digmon.
Monster friends, the boys and girls. Hey, champion of the digital world. Where's justice for my Otismon?
Yeah, I never did bust out of my Otismon, did I?
Did you have a Devilmon? Oof. Devimon?
I don't remember. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't remember.
Keep one. Hand of fate, hang on. Ooh!
Oh,
Nice. Hidden power. It was chilly.
A heavy cost. A very heavy cost.
I was about to say, which one of you jokers is slower?
I placed a bet, and I won.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Don't like
pink
that.
Aerodactyl, that's,
Too much pink on the field right now.
I don't like that.
there's where Charizard shiny went.
It looks like a bunch of bubblegum Pokemon on the field.
Mm-hmm.
It's Crobat. Crobat's the
It's
only
a
Pokemon that's
Crobat.
allowed to be that purple. Dang it, that little Lucian not gonna get her done. Big guts.
Nope, was definitely hoping for the thinking through the... Oh well. Doesn't matter.
Dragon Ball.
I do not, in fact, like Earthquake.
I was on the fence if I wanted to bring Aerodactyl.
I wanted to bring Aerodactyl, but it's bad.
Yeah.
Bonk.
Oh god, not again!
Ironhead and you are not having a great night.
It's true.
Is there a contrary mon that gets Draco Meteor? That'd be pretty sick. I know there's a bunch of them that get Leaf Storm.
God.
But
That'd be sick.
bonk. Yeah, I was say Survivor had Leaf Storm. Contrary.
Yeah.
It's Stevie, the Eevee. Oh, Lynch.
Welp.
What if,
GG's.
what if you wanted to play Pokemon, but
Ironhead.
You know what? If I hadn't paid for it before now, tonight was just the karmic justice for that one time back in the Z era when I
Oh,
flinched
God.
him 5 times in a row.
that definitely happened. I remember that. Yeah. We're not doing Gen 9 random battle.
I definitely did Gen 9 random battles too.
We
It's fine.
end. Dun, 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 dun.
Thief, look out.
Yeah, God. Pidgeot. I still forgot that I had that stupid thing on my team. Here we are.
My formerly favorite Pokemon.
Big Pidgeot. You better watch out. He's going to U-turn all over the place.
U-turn's pretty cool.
Don't like this.
Ooh.
I don't like this. Oh shit.
Interesting.
Whoops. Well, we have a timer. Good
He's-
read.
Whoa!
Poker lived, but for how long?
Poker's like, I didn't hear no bell.
Ogre gets killed by it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick, Frog, use Sir.
Rogue. Yeah, that sounds not great. That's pretty cool.
Wow. The RNG is strong with this one.
I mean, it's Mega Aerodactyl. Like, we've been dealing with this whole season. Once the Hope clauses up.
I don't know. Yeah, it probably did. It was only one stage of attack.
Betrayal from the Ironhead. Oh, but wait, it was Ironhead used against not me, so, of course.
Wah.
There's a flip.
Oh,
You just had to open your mouth.
I sure did.
We got him.
There's
The poison points.
Oh, man. We're kind of on the back foot, team.
a
Little bit. I got faith in Big Thief.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, we're cute. Oh, God.
It's no longer infatuated.
Guts fell in love. And then Stevie died. Is this lore accurate to Berserk? I don't know.
Cause fell in love. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
Rock's life is
Sprax.
70. Sprax.
Sprax.
Of course, the only non-shiny because he was the only shiny.
Unshinied. You're
Unshinied
we
Sprax
revoke
just
your-
ain't right.
We revoke your shiny status. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Machado!
But Steve's probably faster.
Shiny Jolteon.
Why is it green?
I don't know, but I don't like it. A hidden power. Bold. Well, what could the move be?
GG.
Alright, I'll send the challenge. So, but stop chewing on your rabies tag.
But what if Soba has rabies?
So it was
We're-
like, but how will the other dogs know I'm hardcore still? I'm kind of sad I didn't get a Klefki. It's a neat
Luffy's a
Pokemon.
cool Pokemon. Steel Fairy is a great typing.
Absolutely.
And Prankster with spikes. Hello.
Yeah.
I always think that entry hazards are going to be more damning than they ever are.
Yeah.
Thumper. Golden Thumper.
Mhm.
Hit.
I don't mind it. The thing is, I feel like entry hazards are either like just not a thing, or we get used to them being not a thing, and then we get in the habit of swapping out constantly, so when entry hazards are there, they just absolutely annihilate us, because they're not often a part of our meta, seriously.
Yeah. The good read. With the rock
Very
slide.
good read. Oh god, the Iron Head.
Have some
Oh,
rocks.
Guts goes down.
Hips don't care.
Oh, what's Hamter? Oh, it's Idas. Ouch.
The Rocky helmet, though.
Yep. That's still take play.
Scratch.
Sprat. You gotta say his name when he appears.
Yeah.
This is known.
Get some seeds.
Can't wait to eat some seeds when we're off this podcast.
This is an intervention. You gotta talk about your sunflower problem, man.
I have a fucking serious sunflower problem. Holy, Lucy does not get to play Pokemon tonight.
Nope.
Apparently not. Lucy. No!
3 in a row.
That's brutal.
Yep.
That was brutal. Big soul.
Brax and Quick Claw, man.
You know, more iconic duo.
You can't.
Spikes. Ouch.
The spikes. Yeah, I don't think any of us got anything that could rapid spin, did we?
Nope.
Or a defog.
Nope. They don't give people shit for defog. There's a few
Yeah,
rapid,
after they realized it was a terrible idea to have it as an HM.
There's like a few fucking rapid spinners in there, but there was like no one that had defog. I caught a lot of fucking flying Pokemon, and none of them had defog. Does rapid spin gets buffed next generation though? I think, doesn't it, or is that Gen 8?
Gen 9 is when it gets buffed.
Dang.
No,
Make
So
it
it
wait.
increases,
it's in
increases
Gen 8.
speed.
I'm pretty sure it's in Gen 8. I think it was in the PU League. Unless I'm a crazy person. We have the power of Google, to be fair.
We do.
Probably not faster than that.
In Pokemon Unite,
Feels
no.
unlikely.
Yeah, same thing whenever I look at Bulbapedia, it's like, in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Darkness. I'm like, no, not that.
Gen 8 onwards, Rapid Spin now has a base power of 50, going up from 20. When inflicted damage now, Rapid Speed raises the speed by 1 stage. Yeah, it's like freaking Tackle that raises your speed by 1 stage. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Oops.
Though I have heard the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games are not bad.
No, I heard they're pretty good too. I know they cost like $1 bazillion. That's the meme, like, Nintendo stopped pirating our game. And then it's like My Brother in Christ, and it has the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon for like $230.
Yeah.
Hips is dead.
Ib's dead.
Rip.
Nice.
But Cynthia's on the ropes.
The
Yeah,
sand.
Fred just gets sweet by this.
That
She's
you,
all
that
up to
you
the chosen
leave.
Yep. GG.
Rip.
Alright, everybody. That is Pokeboomers Gen 6. Season 6 wrapped up. I'm Hugh. Be sure to... Oh, God. I clicked extra scenes. I've never even... Oh, my stream is off. I've never clicked that button before on my thing.
Science.
Great way to finish it off. Here is my rivals' Twitch channels one more time. Just because we're not doing Pokeboomers doesn't mean we're not out here doing our own thing, doing some grinding. I can't speak to... I know, Vim, I know you're playing Fuga next. Is that the next thing on the docket?
Yep, Fuga 2, I'm going back to that for a little bit, and then I've got some things that my community have been voting on to influence what my next kind of big project is going to be. And I'm still doing my Shuffle Saturday nonsense where I play a different game every 30 minutes.
There you go. Valen, you are just doing your Valen thing where you're just always streaming like a bazillion games at the same time.
Pretty much, yeah.
When are you gonna beat the long ride?
We're not even like halfway done with that.
That wasn't my question.
Really?
No, not even fucking close.
That wasn't my question.
Maybe someday. The speedrun world record for the long drive is 24 hours.
Oh my god, that's how fast the speedrunner could beat it?
Yep.
Frightening.
Alright, there you go. Yeah, Valen will be doing Valen things. I will be doing hardcore World of Warcraft, probably. If something else strikes my fancy, I'll do that. But for the most part, I'll just be hardcore World of Warcraft. And then, of course, we're all playing Baldur's Gate 3 off stream.
Yeah.
We'll have Starfield coming up off stream. Yada yada yada. But yeah, thanks everybody for 6 or 8 seasons. We'll see y'all in the next season. Be sure to watch that Discord that I linked earlier. And have a great rest of your night.
Bye.
See ya.